Me did Yanyante Chua, and maybe I'm discovered for you, Pakuma Busia for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye mapim. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Nefesi kakomu Busia for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Put sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Different ways of touching society, different ways of impacting knowledge and confidence on society. And I believe today's conversation is going to be one that you are going to be inspired and motivated by it, because I believe that this young man who has been around our entertainment space doing this off the corporate space is about to tell us a story. When I saw it, I said, is this an agenda to parliament or whatever? And the person who gave me the information laughed about it. Okay, he did not say yes, he did not say no. So this conversation will reveal to us so many more. My name is Sammy Flex. Welcome to the Real Talk here on Sammy Flex TV. And we are going straight to the Western region here. Takoradi has some good news. So Takoradi free, one free, yimra. Something happened over the weekend in Takoradi, and today Sammy Flex TV in our studios here in Soto, we are about to talk about it. It is the Community Hype 2021. That is Community Hype 2021. If this is the maiden edition, then it is so clear that we'll be having Community Hype 22, 23, 24 till, if God wills, eternity. Then we do some more. And Corp CV will be my guest to share more information on this with me. Meanwhile, he did not do it alone. He did it with some great guys in the Western region, Takoradi to be specific. I was not there, but today I'm going to be part of it in the subsequent series. They did this on the theme collectively projecting the good and addressing the challenges in our community. Challenges be our community be our challenges home. Same way good is home. How do you harness the good? How do you address the challenges? That is the convo. Corp Sabi, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so many times vibing with this man, but anytime we meet, it is a fresh vibe.
Yeah, man.
I know, right? We started with more music.
Exactly.
And now I know music is about less than 30% or...
In fact, this year music has been 1%.
I thought that's too much. Why is music now going sinking way down?
Okay, thank you, Sammy. And I mean, let me use this opportunity to say hi to everybody doing that, watching, and this is the place to be.
I know, right?
And I'm happy to be here today.
I know,
because I always watch on my screens, and being here and also feeling that other people are watching.
It feels good.
Millions of people.
I know, right?
Thank you very much. So so I mean, we talk of music. I started with music. CV started by the name CV. Now Corp CV, because I rebranded, or I upgraded the brand and then transformed to Corp CV. So CV from the corporate background, that is how come Corp CV. And music is good. Music is such that we all know, I mean, the world cannot stand a day without music, because music is everywhere, and music supports everything.
That's true.
You know, so but then it's a gift. The talent is a gift. The music talent is a gift. And for me, I believe in, exploring your gifts. Because if you say somebody is multi-talented, it means the person has multiple
different
gifts.
facets of gifts.
A lot of times people discover a talent and they die with it. But I believe that everybody has got a lot of potentials in them. God puts in us a lot of gifts, and it's up to you to tap into them. So over the time, I realized that, you know, there is this thing about me that I always feel to impact society positively. So, and with music, I also got to know that, okay, yeah, I'm good at music, but other people are better. So I asked myself that if they are touching lives with their music, how far would I go to touch lives? Because there are people that masses listen to so much than me. So if you want to touch lives with music, if I have an idea, I better share with those people. But there are other means that I can equally touch
with them
lives. So I can take other initiatives that musicians can also join me together for us to impact society. And if it's about impacting society through music, I better share also, or share in what musicians who are far ahead of me and better do, rather than to keep my ideas wanting to become the next top-notch artist. And if I don't become, what happens? I deprive the people from the good things I have for them. So in the long run, I realized one other gift I have is to bring people together, as in amass people. And I realized that there is a whole lot of good I can give or I can do to society in getting people together. Because growing up, I've always been a leader. I passed here, people are following me. I do this, people are following me. So I said to myself, this is also a gift. And everybody's going to account for the gift that is given to you. You are going to render accounts. What did you do with it? So I said, okay, let me still do music, but on a low key. If it has to rise by whatever reasons, fine. But then let me focus on the use of my gift of being able to put people together and make use of that to impact society. Because in recent times, there is a lot of challenges in society. There is a lot of expectations that we have from government and stuff like that. But the reality is that if we do, there are things we don't do for ourselves, we will die never getting them. So this brought about the initiative of community hype. You know, and
before we even come to the initiative of the community hype, I've seen Corp Nation Foundation. Of course, when you were doing your music thing, you had some following. Is it the same following that you have put to do the Corp Nation Foundation?
Perfectly said. That is the same following. Because what happened was that I realized that I had loyal people following me.
I know.
People who share in my vision, who believe in me and what I do. So I thought of rather transforming the energy into a direction that will equally impact society. So in April this year, on my birthday, 25th April, I took a decision with my team and we established a foundation. That is Corp Nation Foundation. Corp Nation itself.
So it started just this year?
Just this year, yeah. So we are just about 7 months into the launch of Corp Nation Foundation. So so how it all started, we decided initially Corp Nation itself, had the goal, an ultimate goal of bridging the gap between the corporate world and showbiz. In simple terms, like injecting corporate attribute into showbiz. So like if you pick an average showbiz person, you should be able to compare the fellow to an average person from the corporate world.
Good.
So when you mention musician in Ghana, you don't have to go to the top level. Musician from the grassroots, you should be able to compare them to people who work in the corporate environment or in the corporate world. And that's in a way challenges musicians to do so many things that help them. Especially, I have been an advocate of planning your life and let music or any other aspect of creative arts or talent that you're in, let it be part of your life plan. But you don't plan your whole life around it. Just like people looking at becoming professional footballers and today they drive people's taxi. It's not as if that driving somebody's taxi is not a good job. But you could be a taxi owner, or you could own about 5 taxis
and still be
when you were
football.
playing football and you were getting the attention and some small gigs and all that. If you were planning your life well and even football did not fetch you well, you would definitely be a better person than to go and be driving somebody's taxi. So there is a lot that we can teach society or our next generation or the youth of today for people to be self-sustainable and not be looking at what the government can do for me, what the government is supposed to do for me and stuff like that. And when we pick this from the grassroots, we do a bottom-up thing, the government does a top-bottom thing. Together, we make the society a better place for us. We create the ideal society that we all wish for ourselves. So I think that if there was a better time to do this, it's now.
It's now.
Because we see a lot of, dissatisfaction across board. I mean, all here and there, so many bashes here and there in the government space and all that. But you can say as much as you want. You can throw shades as much as you want. But does it change your life? So let's take initiatives that helps us become better people.
I see. So this is the objectives of Community Hive 2021, of course, led by Sevi himself. He is the founder of Corp Nation, but that's the Sevi Nation. Now, what we want to find out next is who are the target for this? Because I know I've read some 1 or 2 releases after the Community Hype 2021. I see musicians were there. I see entrepreneurs were there. I see some maybe governmental people. They were all part of it. Who are really the target for the Community Hype 2021?
Thank you very much. There are three folds, if I should call it. One is the youth, because we, the youth, we have a lot of energy, and if we take the right course and act in time, we will be able to do a whole lot for ourselves and the communities that we live in, to a large extent society. And the next is community. So community itself, we have to look at how we can make the community a better place for us. A simple thing like sanitation. If you live in filth, anything you do doesn't look good.
That's true.
It's not appealing. So community itself is the second one, and the third fold is the business community. So we have community by settlement. So we have Soutuom, we have La Paz, in Accra, we have here and there. In Takoradi, we have Efiekuma, we have Iskafam Bantam number 2, we have New Takoradi, Adakope. So how do we let these communities also, be able to benefit from what we do or to evolve? So that's what we look at. And then we also have community, an association, the trade associations or the business community. It's also another thing we have to look at, because the more we enhance it better.
Did you involve politicians as well?
No, I would say individuals, yes, but not, let me say, political party. No.
Yeah. Why was that a direct intention not to involve them?
For me, one other challenge we have as a people, to be specific, as Ghanaians, is that we let political polarization affect or stifle our progress so much.
How does it happen?
No, say we don't understand democracy that much. It's like developmental agenda. Agenda. There are things that are not able to progress at even the assembly level, because some people did not vote for this assemblyman or assembly member. So when he tries to organize communal labor, those from the other party do not join. So this is some of the reasons why we are making what we are doing devoid of political or politics.
Partisan politics.
Partisan politics.
Okay.
For me, we have MPP members, we have staunch MPP members, we have staunch NDC members in what we're doing. And one other good thing of having this composition of political representation is that close to elections, we are going to, embark on a very peaceful, a peace campaign. And that peace campaign, you would see people who are staunch MPP members, people who are staunch NDC members people being part of this peace campaign that Corp Nation Foundation is doing. Okay. And we believe it will go a long way to instill discipline, peace, and harmony amongst the people.
So after the maiden, was this the maiden edition?
This is the maiden edition.
I see. After the maiden edition, did you see results? Did you see impact?
So much.
Is this something you can hit your chest to say it was a successful community hype 2021?
Yes, Sammy. So much. And you see, before we embark on any initiative, or before we execute or implement, we really do a PDCA cycle check. We plan, we do, we check at a point, and we continue to act.
Okay.
So before we do anything, we are sure of the success. What happened was that, why the community hype? We have what we call corporate youth club. So Corp Nation Foundation is not supposed to act on its own as a huge number of people foundation. No, we have segmented it. So on community basis. So like communities have youth club under Corp Nation Foundation called Corporate Youth Club. And this youth club have their executives that run them. Corp Nation only drives what the agenda is for the youth clubs. So we started with this, and we embarked on a community cleanup and sensitization activity. We've done this across 12 communities also since April this year. And it's gone so well. What we is that we actually join hands with the assembly members. They give us their support, they open doors for us. We put their people together, because that is one challenge.
So the assembly members were part of this whole, the maiden edition of the Corp Nation or the Community Hype 2021. Okay.
So it's through.
And these are political people.
Exactly. Some are MPP, some are NDC, some are what have you. So it's through this that we got the idea that, we look like we picked from the grassroots that there is quite a number of things we can achieve when we come together. We realize that somebody will have a challenge that will be an opportunity for another person. Somebody would want to do something. It's just like, let's say I have a land and I want to build. The landscape is steep. I need to cut off some portion and be able to start my building. Somebody too needs filling.
Exactly.
So as a challenge as it is for me, I can meet you, you need filling. Oh, really? I have some for you for free. Bring your excavator and tipper trucks. Come for them for free.
Yeah.
And you will be happy, I will be happy. So sharing your challenges in a way opens doors for you to get solutions even for free. So we realize that when we come together, even basic knowledge and information, that somebody lives in, let's say, I'll call it, somebody lives in Efiekuma. If you ask the fellow, he will not be able to tell you which district Efiekuma sits in. You know, he will say, "Oh, I'm in the STMA metropolitan. I'm in the secondary Takoradi Metropolitan Assembly or Metropolitan Assembly." But Efiekuma is at ECMA, Efia Kwesiminti Metropolitan Assembly.
Okay.
So there are some basic things we thought that, let's bring the people together and enlighten ourselves, educate ourselves, and all that, and also let's get the communities also to project what is good in them to attract the business community and the investors. Let them also get the opportunity to project what is a challenge for them. And in doing so, we will be able to help them as much as possible.
Is the community hype limited to only Takoradi, or it is part of the whole Western region agenda?
So the maiden edition basically had to do with secondary Takoradi.
Okay.
So the next edition is supposed to be, I will call it a nationwide thing.
Oh, it is not even going to be just Western region?
It's not supposed to be, because we are doing this for Ghana. We are not doing this for secondary Takoradi, only secondary Takoradi. We are not doing this for only the Western region.
Okay.
We are looking at getting the right support. So currently, Corp Nation Foundation, as young as it is, few months into its establishment, we've partnered Takoradi Technical University Center for Languages and Liberal Studies.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So we have an MOU signed between us and the institution.
And what is that about?
So 3 strategic goals for the MOU signing. One is to improve employability of both graduates and non-graduates, especially within the region.
Yeah.
And also to promote research is also another thing. Now, through what we got from the assembly members and communities through the presentations, we realized that some of the challenges calls for research. So we are then going to go back to TTU and say that, you know what, these are areas that we are pointing out to you to do research into. So they may want to share this among students who are due for research. And, you know, we will get actual findings. Somebody says that, oh, in our community, you know, during the seminar, somebody says, oh, our community, the problem we have is that the youth don't sleep early. But the question is, why don't they sleep early?
What do you do?
They not sleeping early is not the problem. So you may want to find out. Some people say, oh, unemployment. But you may say that you are directly going to make job opportunities available. You may do that and the people may not take it. So you would probably have to do research into this situation. How come there is unemployment? Is it lack of, some level of education? Is it that the youth are just lazy? Is it that people are not creating jobs enough and all that? So one very good opportunity we've had with all that benefit we've had with this community hive is to get the communities to tell us what their challenges are. One of the assembly members told us, Market Circle is under renovation. They brought it down, raising it all again. The Zenith area assembly member came, told us about themselves and their challenges, and one of the challenges he highlighted is there is, filth all around because of the new market. The other challenges he mentioned, but that is also another area that we can get an institution, an academic institution, to do a good research into. What is the impact of this new markets on the community that is hosting the new markets and things like that.
Whether it is being positive or negative. Now, I also realized that on the day we had the maiden edition of Community Hype 2021, some artists performed. To my expectation, I was actually looking for the big names in Takoradi, but I didn't find any of them. What happened? Did you not extend invitation to them, or maybe they did not make themselves available?
Thank you. So, over here, we mentioned Takoradi. I know my team did mention to me that we need very influential artists and all that. And I told them, you know what? Let's not deviate from the focal point, the fundamentals of what we are doing. We say community hype. Now, communities have good things. Okay, let's give people in these communities who are also talented the opportunity to showcase what they have. First of all, time constraint was one thing, and it wasn't a musical show. People were expecting that because Sevi has a music background, we should have a lot of music shows and all that. Another thing is also availability. So some people were not available, and some people to by the I would say protocols that they would have to pass through before coming. You would have to fulfill a number of things which we were not ready to do that, because the essence of what we are doing is to help communities. So if there are resources that is going to go into artist performances and all that, those resources are better channeled or churned into what directly solve the problems rather than to go into individual's pocket.
Exactly. So you mean you guys made some advances? Obviously, looking at what you are saying, you guys made some advances to these people, but because of the stress involved, you decided to let them go.
Honestly, if you talk of big names in Takoradi, we have Kofi Kinaata, we have ISM,
Nero X.
we have Nero X. ISM is not around. Kofi, we didn't contact Kofi, and I think I'm not able to explain that so well because somebody handled that. And I didn't get a feedback whether he even contacted him or not. I didn't get that response. So Nero X is also another person. So I had to let a department handle this because I was so much into the whole of the planning. But I think that for me, I'm okay with the results that we got.
You were looking for. Okay, now let's do this. Among the people who spoke on the day, people from various backgrounds, and maybe I can refer to my phone to get some of them. The speakers included Jumik Ima Anderson, who is a multiple award-winning filmmaker and an African Movie Academy Award nominee. Kofi Sefas was also there as an award-winning social media marketer. He is the co-owner of G8Gossips.com. Kadi Slick Touch, a celebrity stylist, was also there. Taylor Rahim, a celebrity fashion designer and brain behind Strap Up Fashion Show. Emmanuel Aguiaf, co-founder of Afripa Essentials. They are dealers in organic hair products, as well as Michael Asante Saforo, manager of Diapa Workspace. I want to believe other important people also spoke on the day. Maybe this is what my research team, what they were able to give to me. To them, how did they see this, and what do you say in thanking them in as much as they came to speak to the people?
Thank you, Sammy. So this is an aspect of the whole event that got me so amazed personally. Like you rightly said, it doesn't look like, it looks like we did not have known people do presentation on this seminar. And you know why? The result that we got was so awesome. Why? Because we chose to do a segment, that's a seminar, to let it be community by settlement and the business community. So on Friday we did a seminar, and these are people I personally know. These are people that, you know, I have seen them grow from zero to hero. And these are people who are not there, or who were not there to talk, just to talk. These are people who are there to tell you, share experience, tell you how they got to do what they've done to achieve what they have achieved. So these, if I want to talk about all of them, it's awesome. Jumik, the cinematography person, he is in Takoradi, and he has won a couple of international awards. His products are on DSTV and the likes. So Kadi Slick Touch, she is also in Takoradi Western region. She does hair for celebrities in Accra. You know, Afripa Essentials are into organic products. The world is moving from inorganic to organic product, and that is one thing I realized that we need to promote, and she's doing so well, branded her product so well. And Taylor Rahim also doing very well. He's also a celebrity tailor. He runs his own fashion show. He's done it 5 years in a row.
And they are all based in
Takoradi, that we can just walk the youth to their offices and get them to observe what they do. So it was so impactful. Personally, before God, I learned a lot on that day, even though I knew these people before they came to talk. And another thing that's so important about the seminar is that this is not a seminar you come and sit down listening to somebody, you go back, you are confused, and then your confusion remains in your head. You go back, your plans, you don't even know how to advance your plans and what have you.
These guys are easily to be approached.
We got them register under any of these guys they listen to, and then we are pushing the agenda to make sure there are subsequent engagement between them and these resource persons. We are giving them all the support to make sure that they are really transformed to become, or even more than these resource persons.
Where they want to be. I see. Guys, big ups to you. I'm sure Takoradi should patronize all of you guys, those who spoke on the day. Now, Sevi, let me ask this. This question has been bothering my mind since. When young people start some of these activities, outreach programs, elders who are into political space sit down and they target them as their competition. They target them as this guy doing this one day. I'll see him competing me with his posters all over. Is this another way to parliament? Is this another way to also get into the political space?
Thank you, sir. Let me tell you one interesting thing.
Tell me.
When I was in Legon, back home on vacation one day, my mom told me she's heard that I'm no more schooling. I'm going all around doing music. I just laughed over it, and I just told mom, forget about it. Just watch me. That is it. And I knew what I was about, and I didn't let some of these comments distract me.
Okay.
If somebody told me that today, in a whole year, I will not do music, I would not believe it. But I've always looked ahead to see what is good for me or not. And that's what I always try to teach people or to let people know. During the seminar, I told the people that, probably you've come here with a mindset of wanting to do this or to go into dressmaking, to go into hair making or whatever. But be open-minded. And before you leave here tomorrow, you may want to rather go into web designing, which is one of the opportunities that we've offered them. That's what it is. So I have switched a little bit from music doing this because it's a burning flame in me. And I don't have to get distracted by some of these comments and what have you. Because if somebody told me that today I will leave my corporate work, it's just like I've quitted, and music and be talking about something else, I would not believe.
Okay.
And so I believe in what God has set ahead for you as a human being, and you always seeking what is God's plan for you. God's plan is like a blueprint. When you have a blueprint, everything becomes so easy.
Yeah.
So one of the advice I always give people is that when we pray, we need to pray, ask God to show us what is it that I have to do. You don't always go and say that I want to be a mechanical engineer, and Father, get me admission into KNUST. I want to do this. It's good, but in all, Father, may your will be done. That is it.
Thy will be done.
I wanted to do my national service in a bank, and I missed the opportunity. It pained me so much, but where I got to do my national service made me have a way, or had a way to work where I work. And I prefer where I work today than a bank. One other thing I would want to say is that, it is free to dream. When you dream big.
Exactly.
Dream big. And we don't pay to dream. It's free. But the more bigger your dream is, the more serious a person you become. That's one thing. If I want to own a transport company tomorrow, and if a camera person wants to be a taxi driver, what will happen is that he will be so reluctant to take initiative that I will be taking. My taking initiatives is by virtue of the big dream that I have.
Yeah. Because the nature of the dream you have.
So if you tell me that, for instance, me sitting here, that I want to do politics, or I want to do, it doesn't come close to my dream. My dream is to go as far as possible. That's it. And the will of God should always be done.
I see.
Whatever God wants you to do, if you subscribe to it, it becomes easy for you to do.
I see. Now, in the last moments, as we are about wrapping up, there is a video running on the screen. You guys can see the maiden edition of Community Hype 2021. All the important people who came in the numbers, who came to listen to these speakers. That is what you are seeing on the screen now. But I'm asking that, when are we going to have the next edition? Obviously going to be the Community Hype 2022. Who can be part of it? Is there any registration process, or those who even took part in the first edition, what is in it for them before we wrap up? But watch the screen and see how the first one went about.
Okay, thank you, Sammy. So it's supposed to be an annual event, but why should it be an annual event is a question I'm not able to answer now. Because if the event is supposed to help people, and you can help them as often as possible, as in let the frequency be more, why not? So for now, it's supposed to be an annual event, but that can change. It can be biannually, it can be quarterly, because the essence of this, I believe, is so important to society. Currently, all the challenges that the assembly members came to share, we have started engaging them and other stakeholders that can help us address this. So would you want to wait till next year before, or we say that, oh, because we are working directly with them, we can buy some time and do it next year. So it's still in the decision-making process. Yeah.
Okay. I see. Okay, let's go get the final information from Corp himself. Remember, he is the founder of Corp Nation, or the Corp Nation. They are the people behind the Community Hype 2021. We are monitoring Sammy Flex TV. We will be proud to join this. They had some 1 or 2 sponsors supporting them, and I'm sure they will be grateful that they come again in the next Community Hype. Let's get that information from Sevi to them before we wrap up.
Thank you very much. So we share a tripartite relationship or partnership with Takoradi Technical University Center for Languages and Liberal Studies. So we thank you. We thank you, Vice Chancellor, for the support.
Beautiful.
We thank Diapa Workspace. Diapa Workspace, they are into training and providing a lot of opportunities for the youth. We have the youth, so we decided to partner them and to get them that direct relationship or engagement with the youth. So Diapa, we salute you, and we also want to thank all the media partners. We are thanking Simbet TV, we are thanking Kofi Sefa's GH Gossip, we are thanking Radio 360 in Takoradi, we are thanking Sharp FM in Takoradi, and everybody who supported in any other way. Personally, I mean, I owe this all to the rest of my team members, Corp Nation Foundation team, and together we owe it all to God. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. This has been a beautiful revelation coming from the organizers of Community Hype 2021 that happened in Takoradi, that is the capital of Western Region. For information, whether it will happen again next year or even this year before the year closes, we still don't know. So keep watching the space. Is there a page for Community Hype that people can subscribe to so they can be monitoring? Because they might not know whether they should monitor you or they should monitor the Community Hype page proper.
They should monitor Community Hype.
Oh, so there is a page for Community Hype.
Yeah, so I mean, it's all on the Corp Nation Foundation page.
Good.
So
okay.
corpnationfoundation.com, our website, and Corp Nation Foundation on all social media platforms, Facebook, IG, Twitter. We are there.
All right. So keep monitoring, because I'll be there in the next Community Hype Sammy Flex. Surely I will be there in person to support this agenda. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sammy,
for coming through Sammy Flex TV. It has been the real talk, and it has been an eye opener. Keep impacting on your society. It's not about how much, but how small you even impact on just a person. It will go a long way to make community a better place to live. Thank you for being a part of it. Share this if you believe in this dream. You can always contact them on their handles. Maybe you want to support in any other way, better home or abroad. You can also support this. We are out of here.